Welcome, travelers, champions, heroes, and villains, to the adventure. When last we left off, Jahlad had found his way to the Sword Mountains on a little mission that was instigated by his teacher, Darmok. This led our Dragonborn hero to a merchant wagon that had been assaulted by Kobolds. After dispatching the creatures, Jahlad had a choice: to take the items and information back to the city of Waterdeep, collect his fee, or to travel further up the mountains, where a dying merchant had shown him that the Kobolds were coming from. So what choice did he make? Well, obviously he decided to check out where the Kobolds were coming from. Was there any real doubt about that? Gold is always good to earn, but there could always be items and weapons in dungeons. Taking some of the potions from the wagon, Jahlad hurried up the mountain, eager to get the ambush on the small creatures and prevent further attacks on the supply line for the city. As he made his way up the mountain pass, Jahlad noticed several mountain goats eating grass and generally existing in weird places on the mountain face, as goats tend to do. Strange creatures that just exist on the sheerest of rock faces for no reason. Anyway, when he managed to get all the way to the top of the mountain pass, there was an opening to the cave, an opening to the answers he would seek. Sounds similar to that of a yapping dog could be heard coming from the cave entrance.
Shiny, shiny, I have the most shinies. No, I have the most.
This gave Jahlad an idea. He took some of the gold coins from his own stash, tossing them towards the entrance to the cave. 2 kobolds came charging out after the small trinkets, and right into the waiting arrows of the ranger. 2 more kobolds down. Who knows how many more this cave will bring, but in order to relieve the supply line, there aren't many other choices than to continue to delve into the cavern. However, once Jahlad eclipsed the entrance preparing for a fight, he saw no immediate threats. That of course isn't saying much. Dragonborn do not really possess dark vision, and kobolds on the other hand are quite adept in dark locations. So Jahlad tread carefully, well, as carefully as he could, noticing a branch in the cave off to his right, along with more yipping and other noises from some other creatures. Moving closely to the wall of the cave, Jahlad made his way down to the offshoot. There, he could hear some more yipping.
Why get stuck on guarding? Because it's our turn? I'm the strongest, shouldn't be on watch.
Thump. Even through the disadvantage of the darkness, the ranger was still able to sink a powerful shot into the strongest kobold, felling him to the ground in a single shot. 2 more voices yelled at where the arrow came from, and battle once again began. However, a voice cracked out from the darkness, and it sounded as if flesh made hard contact with something blunt and metallic.
Let go!
A deeper voice rang out. I have this one. Finish them. Another swift shot put down the last of the guards, and Jahlad moved forward, towards the sound of the voice. You cannot see in this darkness, can you? Jahlad lit a torch to see where he was, noticing for the first time that he was in a makeshift prison area. In front of him were 3 metal cages. In the far corner, there was another dragonborn with red scales, holding a kobold against the bars of the prison before snapping his neck and dropping the limp body to the ground. In the middle cage were a few bodies dressed in merchant clothing. They were no longer moving. Clearly, these were the previous merchants that came to do business in the city. However, in back of the tunnel, there was another cage that explained a mysterious other noise that had been coming from the area. There were 4 goats in that cage, one of which appeared to be injured. Let me out of here. Jahlad looked at the dragonborn questioningly, wondering what had happened to leave a dragonborn trapped in this state from a bunch of kobolds. Do you not understand me? Let me out of here. He did not recognize this man, standing there in mostly tattered robes. Though it wasn't right to judge a dragonborn on their coloring, it was always a thought in everyone's mind. Chromatic-colored dragons were beholden to Tiamat, the evil dragon goddess. Though dragonborn were not of her or Bahamut, the king of dragons, but it was always a thought on other races, and even some of their own to contend with. The man reached his hand through the cage towards Jahlad. My name is Gashur, and I'm here searching for my brother. I know you may not believe this, but I will do you no harm if you let me out. The key to these cells should be on the body of one of those kobolds. His voice rang out with a hint of truth. However, as Jahlad raised his torch and inched closer to the dragonborn cell, he could see something on Gashur's arm. It was a mark. No, a brand. Burned into his wrist was the symbol of the five-headed Dragon Queen, the symbol of Tiamat herself. Jahlad was once again faced with a choice that would influence the fate of this prisoner as well as his own. To let him out, or to leave him behind. What choice would you make in this situation? I know what choice Jahlad made, but that'll have to wait when I see you all again in the next adventure.